Johnny, what are you doing? Is that the marijuana? Are you kidding me? That stuff's the devil.
Well, actually, Grandma, marijuana is not as bad as you think. See, you grew up in an age where we had anti-pop propaganda such as the movie Reefer Madness. But in reality, it's actually helped thousands of people.
Now that's just silly talk, Johnny. How can a horrible drug like marijuana ever be helpful?
It's called cannabis, Grandma. It's really helped thousands of people. It can help people with seizure disorders, mental disorders like PTSD, and even chronic pain. It can even help you with your arthritis, Grandma.
Really? Sign me up.
See, Granny? I told you cannabis wasn't a bad drug.
You were absolutely right, Johnny. I'm gonna go and get my medical card tomorrow.
420 Blazer.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, Mason.
We are advocating for the legalization of marijuana in the U.S. for recreational and medical use. Marijuana is defined, according to Merriam-Webster, as the psychoactive, dried, resinous flower buds and leaves of the female hemp and/or cannabis plant. Often it is smoked, vaped, or ingested for its medical benefits.
Cannabis has a rich history, and the oldest written record is from the Chinese Emperor Shen Nung in 2727 BC. It slowly made its way to North America, where it was mostly used for rope, clothing, or paper, and has also been used for animal fiber and even oil.
So the controversy of its medical use has been a topic of conversation since it was first proposed and has not died down on the U.S. soil since. But there are many cases of people reaping the medical benefits, from PTSD to anxiety to physical disorders including epilepsy and Parkinson's. And according to Dr. David Casseret, after months of meticulous research, there really are some benefits to medical marijuana.
This is not the only medical professional stating such claims. Dr. Matt Hill, in his medical lecture titled Your Brain on PTSD, notes that cannabis has shown the ability to take the brakes away on PTSD and slows everything down for those who suffer from it. PTSD is generally classified by an overactive amygdala, and as Dr. McTill states, THC slows down and essentially silences the anxiety-inducing hormones and related responses. He also quotes a study involving synthetic THC in individuals suffering nightmares from PTSD, and 9 out of 10 using the synthetic THC stated that they were doing much better towards the end of the study, which he also states is solid physical evidence that cannabis has medical benefits.
So to gather further opinions, we interviewed Corey Heiler, a manager of the local dispensary Ultra Health. Okay, so our first question is, what medical conditions can cannabis help with?
That's the cool thing, is there's so many different things that it can help with. Anything from chronic pain to symptoms of cancer and cancer treatment, PTSD, anxiety, depression, and that's just scratching the surface. Here in New Mexico, I think there's close to 20
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. I've seen them before I went on the website. There's like Crohn's too, and like epilepsy and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Seizures.
A lot of them are more of physical type of conditions and stuff. PTSD here seems to be more of like an umbrella type of thing to cover like anxiety and depression and all that sort of stuff, but they're talking about switching that up a little bit too.
Yeah. Why does cannabis help with these conditions? Like, what's the science behind it? Like, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so your body naturally has what's called an endocannabinoid system. The plants share a very similar system, and basically when you ingest via smoking, eating, whatever it is you choose to do, it actually activates natural receptors in our bodies, that natural chemicals like dopamine and stuff like that, to make us feel better, to help with the pain, help with stress, help with, all of that different stuff. But basically they share that same system that we do, and they're able to unlock receptors that opioids can't unlock, that any other pharmaceutical known at this point, none of them can touch these receptors except for THC.
Like, do you think it should be legalized recreationally or strictly for medical reasons? Just your opinion.
I'm kind of torn. I feel that it is a medicine. I feel very strongly in the medicinal value of it. but I also feel that everyone should have access to it.
Yeah.
You
I agree
know,
with that.
just because your symptoms may not seem as severe as mine or vice versa, doesn't mean we're not going through the same thing on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, but you were approved for a card, maybe I wasn't, or vice versa,
Yeah.
So I feel like it should be available to everybody, but I still look at it as a very medicinal thing. I don't use it recreationally, I use it to get through my day, to be the best type of person that I can be, and live out my life the way that I want to live.
Medical marijuana's benefits don't just end there. Both of us suffer from PTSD, and it has been a life-changing drug for the both of us.
To support the advocacy of medical marijuana in the United States, consider donating to the Marijuana Policy Project, the current largest organization working on U.S. policy reform, or getting involved in the Students for Sensible Drug Policy, who focus primarily on getting college students educated and involved in topics involving drug decriminalization and legalization across the U.S.
And considering the time of year, go and vote. That always helps.
Thank you for your time.